Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Welcome back to another Project Life Process video. So in this video, I'm going to be working on week 42 from 2018, and I am using Ali Edwards' Seasons Story Kit to get this week in the books. And you guys, this just came in the mail yesterday and I absolutely love this kit. I love it for the colors. I love it for the theme. It is just so perfect for so many different stories. In fact, I had a really hard time trying to decide what project I wanted to use these products with, because I wanted to do Project Life because I'm behind and these products go really great for that. But I also wanted to have so many other stories that I could tell with, you know, this season that we're in of life, that I really wanted to do a layout as well. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I think I'm actually going to probably end up doing another Project Life kit, because I didn't actually end up using any of the cards for this week. So I'll probably do it for week 41. And then I definitely will use some of the other supplies for maybe a scrapbooking layout or two. There's so much good stuff here. So I really love these plastic acetate circles. I'm not really sure what they are. I think they're acetate, and they're, you know, kind of see-through. But I felt like they were just a little too big, and I can't even tell you why, because when I was done with this layout, I'm like, oh, I probably didn't even need to trim them down, but I really wanted to make them a little bit smaller because I want to make my own cards with them, some journaling cards. So I looked through some of my punches and I realized I just didn't have the right size punch, but I have these nesting dies. So I decided to try it out on one of the circles that I wasn't planning on using, and it worked awesome. So I will have these, if you don't have any dies or you've never used dies before, I love dies for so many different things. I'm definitely going to be using dies for coming up for December daily, and you'll see I'll probably put something on my story pretty soon of what I plan to do. But you guys, it cut through the acetate awesome, and I honestly was not sure if it was going to do that. Now I will warn you, it made the most disgusting crackling sound as it was going through, and I actually thought I was breaking those plastic plates, but it didn't. So if you do it and it makes a really strange sound, I think everything's okay. Mine seemed to cut just fine. It didn't break any of the plastic. It didn't ruin the dies or my die cutting machine. So anyway, I think you're good to go to try it out. So I was really happy with how that worked out. So like I said, I am just making my own journaling cards. So the sentiments that are on those circles, making it through, so good, and love the season of life. Those are going to be some jumping off points for some stories that I'm going to tell when I end up doing the journaling. All right, so I'm interrupting to let you know that I unfortunately lost some footage. So I had all of this totally edited and ready to go, but sadly I lost this middle video. I know exactly what happened, but it's probably too long of an explanation to get into. But I was really bummed because I was ready to export this video and get it up on YouTube. So I just wanted to let you know that all you really missed is me making these cards. So because those circle acetate pieces are semi-transparent, I didn't want to see the adhesive through. So I just went ahead and I used those small chipboard pieces to help me to adhere that right on to that 3x4 card. All right, so now I'm going to work on my last card. And this I grabbed over one of the stamps that said "Adore this season." And I thought that it would look really good if I had maybe a title underneath the list that I'm going to make here. And then I'm just going to end up putting those down. I'm like, did I do that now? No, I end up moving on to my title card. And in my experience, I do have some really great Hero Arts Unicorn ink, which is a white pigment ink. And I've used that in the past, but in my experience, you get a really good impression when you use embossing powder. And so I've been doing embossing powder when I want anything white on like a dark background, just because it shows up so much better. And sometimes I'm afraid that maybe that unicorn ink would fade over time, but you know, embossing powder absolutely will not. So really happy about how this turned out. And it just makes me, I mean, it just, makes me want to do more things with white because I have this option. And of course, you could use any color of embossing powder that you have. Couple tips there that you saw, I actually rubbed the anti-static powder tool where I was going to do the embossing just so I didn't get a bunch of powder everywhere. So that kind of helps that the powder only sticks to that Versamark ink. Then you can see I had quite a bit of space in between the dates. And so I went ahead and I just put a sticker, another circle sticker that came in the kit. And I was just looking for one that looked a little bit more autumn since this is the season that we're in, and there was icons for all of the seasons. So that will be fun to be able to use as we go throughout this next coming year. All right, so now I'm doing all of the journaling, and you know, like I said, I'm just gonna have 3 journaling cards and then one that's kind of more list based. So this one about making it through was all about how school has been really tough this year, and I've been really proud of how hard my kids have been working, but it's been hard. So a little bit about that. The So Good was having, well, we had fall break, so it was just kind of about like doing stuff together as a family and Bella coming into town and that sort of thing. And then Love This Season of Life. I just kind of talk about how Adam and I are really loving our family, right? Like we're really loving the girls and the season that we're in life. I think the only drawback is we wish we could see them more because they are super busy. If it's not being at school, it's doing homework or work or one of their activities. So I just feel like life is busy, but we try and soak in all the time we absolutely can when we are with them. All right, so I'm assembling this card and I just want to try and get an even amount of space between the 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some journaling. Sorry, that kind of jumped. It kind of jumped, but my head kept getting in the way. Anyway, so one of the things that you'll see different when you look at the pictures is I didn't realize that this card was on the back side of one of the printed cards that came in the kit. So I redid it so that I could end up using that card in another layout. And that's it, you guys. I'm done. I really loved this kit. I love the colors and all of the circles and just love how this layout came together. And I especially love just keeping the photos, just the photos, so that they can shine on their own because there's a lot of all good stuff going on right now. Anyway, you guys, hopefully you got a lot of inspiration from this. If you like what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.